Well, I've just come off the end of the boardwalk, which is just there, and I'm heading now up towards this opening, and we've got a gnarly old hazel tree that is really old, and then just to my right hand side there's a smooth leafed holly, big old holly tree that is. So we come up this way and we turn to the right here as we come out into these fields. Very light dusting of snow over them. So this is my route now for probably, I don't know, half a mile or so. To my right hand side we've got a real mixture of different trees. We've got hazel, which is the majority of the trees in there, more holly, a lot of oak trees, and a few beech in amongst this lot. And this tree just in front of me, completely covered in ivy. Well, I'm now coming to the end of this first part of the track, and I'm coming up to Woolbeding Parkland, and it's the National Trust area, and we've got a gate here which I've got to negotiate through, or navigate through I should say. I will choose the right words one day when I come into these places, and you have to be careful sometimes because you get that. And we've got wildfowl chirping away in the background, but then we've got this one which I've seen before, I've videoed it before. Hawthorn hedge, Blinky's hedge, in loving memory of Blinky Trueberry, 1950 to 2018. So I've got to come out through the rest of this kissing gate, and then my path is up through there. Well, away to my right hand side I've got Woolbeding House, and I can hear a lot of wildfowl chirping away down there, but I can't see them. But there's a huge development going on away in the distance, and I've heard people say when you actually get close to it, it's actually huge in size. It looks like it's a glass roof from here with it's a very pointed roof. Looks as if it's mainly steel and glass. The supporting walls or supporting steels are not upright, they are at an angle. So that's quite interesting. I wonder if it's going to be some sort of visitor centre. Well, I've come up from the pasture land, from the or parkland I should say, Woolbeding Parkland, and I'm now walking through this wooded area, and I can see a little nuthatch hopping up the tree there, big oak tree right in front of me, just there. So we've got beech again, more beech than oak, and pretty much that's it. A bit of holly as usual, and you may be able to pick up the sound of the odd bird. There's blackbirds quite a bit through here, I've noticed. And as I come out to the end of this wooded area, we're back out into the parkland again. So you can see the route I've got to take, and this is still on the Rother walk. Now I've got to negotiate through this gate, but this is the new Litchis way, so this is panning round, and as I say, that's the route I've got to take down through there. Well, I'm just coming to the end of the parkland, Woolbeding Parkland, so I've come along there. 3 chaps back there that have been tree felling or tree cutting. It looks to me as if might have been a couple of trees come down, and they're just tidying things up. But I can't remember if there's a footpath directly opposite where I come out of this Woolbeding Parkland to go up onto Midhurst Common. If not, I've either got to go left up towards Midhurst or right towards Rowgate. So this is the gate that's just exiting the parkland. It's fastened up. I've got a job to open the gate. Oh dear, that was tough, because the ground's frozen underneath the hinged side of it. So my camera was probably wobbling all over the place there, sorry about that. So I've got, this looks pretty icy down here. So that road there, or lane, goes out towards, well, let me think, out towards Redford, and you can get to Liphook. And if I come out this junction here, Redford and Lynch, and just here I think there's a footpath, although there's no public footpath sign. So do I take a chance and go up here or not? I think this does go onto the common, so I think I've got to go up here, up this path, and I should come out onto a little lane. And if I do, I've got to turn right, I think. You can see where 1 or 2 rotten old trees have come down across this path just in front of me, and these are old fir trees, 1 or 2 leaning at a very dangerous angle, and that one is across that cable. So let's just see where this comes out. There's a huge crater there just in front of me, to my right hand side, and what used to happen during the war, Second World War, it was quite common for the German bombers coming over to just drop their payload, turn round and fly back to Germany. My mother, as a little girl, she was born in 1929 and lived at Henley Common, she can remember the bombers coming over and doing exactly that. They could stand and watch them. Now, that wasn't what I was expecting. So let me carry on up here. See where this comes out. I don't think this is where I thought it was going to go. I'm going through the backs of a lot of peated gardens, I know that. It might be that it's coming out further up the track than I thought. No, completely different. So I've got a choice now, up that way or up there. Although I can't see a footpath that way. Nope. That's strange. Let's have a look anyway. The footpath sign's definitely pointing this way, but that's not going anywhere, as you can see. So I'm going to turn around and go back the other way, down this little track. So that's thrown me a little bit, but not to worry. He who dares, as they say. I can see a little post in front of me with a yellow arrow on, which is pointing me in the right direction. Well, I haven't come very far at all, and I've picked up the route I need. Serpent's Trail head route. And at some time in the future, Cynthia, Steve and myself will pick up the Serpent's Trail from where we left off in Liss in Hampshire to carry on with the walk. But let me just take you up through this way a little bit, because the batteries on both my Zoom audio recorder and my GoPro getting a little bit low, and I don't want to run out before I get to an end piece, which will probably be on the viewpoint on Midhurst Common. Well, I'm just coming down at the viewpoint on Midhurst Common. Let me spin the camera around and show you the view I've got. Absolutely beautiful, and as the sun comes out as well, absolutely lovely. There's very little snow on the tops of the South Downs, but as you can probably see, snow all through the forest here. And when you think this is part of the area that Lord Cowdrey wanted to dig up and dig out 4 million tonnes of sand for the building industry, it would have just decimated this whole area. They said that if they got permission to do it, they would put it back to nature, etc., where they would backfill everything. Well, history tells us that they don't do that. There's an old quarry further over to my left in that direction, and it was never filled in. There's two big ponds there now which people go down and walk their dogs there. So that's such a shame. Anyway, I want to end my walk and video here today. So this will be Kevin saying bye bye, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Bye bye.